Are you planning to retire soon? Maybe you are thinking about quitting your job next year or in the next couple of years when you reach the retirement age. Hold on. Before you make up your mind, you need to watch this video. Today, we're going to discuss the dark side of retirement, and I bet you didn't know that it could be deadly. But don't worry. We'll also share some tips on how to avoid these pitfalls and enjoy your golden years safely and happily. So keep watching. Welcome back to our channel, where we bring you the latest health and medical information from around the world. Before we begin, please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with our latest videos. The dark side of retirement. Most people dream of retiring early and spending their days relaxing on the beach, traveling the world, or simply enjoying time with family and friends. However, new research suggests that retiring too early may be more harmful than good for some people. In fact, it could even be deadly. A study conducted by Oxford University found that those who retired before the age of 60 were at an increased risk of dying within 5 years. The risk was particularly high among men who retired before the age of 55. So why is this happening? One theory is that humans are not biologically programmed to stop working in their midlife. According to evolutionary biologist Dr. Daniel Gilbert of the University of Michigan, our brains are wired to find meaning and purpose in our work. And when we lose that, it can have a detrimental effect on our mental health and well-being. Humans evolved while living in tribes and were used to doing things together with other people, says anthropologist Dr. David B. Linden of Johns Hopkins University. Leaving the tribe in retirement means losing one's status and sense of belonging, which can lead to depression, especially in men. It can also lead to boredom, which can make us seek unhealthy habits such as overeating or drinking, which can lead to other health problems down the line. Another theory is that people who retire early may be doing so because they are already in poor health and the work environment is too stressful for them to handle. This is supported by a study published in the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology, which found that those who retired due to health reasons had an increased risk of mortality within 5 years. On the other hand, those who retired for other reasons such as financial security or family caregiving had lower mortality rates. But what if you're someone who cannot wait to retire? What are some things you can do to mitigate these risks? First, try to delay retirement as much as possible. If your health is good and you can afford to keep working, then do so. Delaying retirement has been shown to have numerous health benefits, including lower blood pressure and improved cognitive function. Second, if you must retire, then find ways to stay active and engaged in your community. This could involve volunteering, taking classes, or simply spending time with friends and family. The important thing is to stay connected to others and find new sources of meaning and purpose in your life. Third, if you are struggling with your mental health, then please seek professional help. There is no shame in doing so, and it could potentially save your life. Now, let's move on to the next point. Is retirement really the end? Shocking statistics on health and mortality. A recent study conducted by the University of California, San Diego has revealed some shocking statistics about retirement and mortality. The study, which was published in the journal BMJ Public Health, followed over 2,300 people aged 50 and over for 10 years. And the results were surprising. The study found that those who retired before the age of 60 had a 14% higher risk of dying during the study period compared to those who continued working. Additionally, those who retired between the ages of 60 and 64 had an 18% higher risk of dying. But perhaps even more alarming was the finding that those who retired at 65 had a whopping 28% higher risk of dying. So why does this happen? The researchers believe that there are several factors at play. One is the lack of social interaction that often comes with retirement. When you stop working, you may lose contact with your colleagues and the sense of camaraderie that comes with working toward a common goal. This can lead to feelings of isolation and loneliness, which can be detrimental to your health. Another factor is the loss of purpose that many people experience in retirement. When you no longer have the structure and challenges of a job, it can be difficult to find meaning in your day-to-day life. This lack of purpose can lead to depression and other mental health problems. Finally, there is the issue of boredom. When you have more free time on your hands, it can be tempting to indulge in unhealthy habits such as overeating or drinking. These habits can lead to weight gain and other health problems that can shorten your lifespan. The good news is that there are ways to mitigate these risks. If you are planning to retire soon, make sure to stay active and engaged in your community. Keep in touch with your friends and colleagues and find new hobbies or activities that give you a sense of purpose. By taking these steps, you can help ensure that your retirement years are happy and healthy ones. Let's move on to the next point. When rest becomes risk, the hidden dangers of retirement for older adults. As we get older, we all start to think about retirement. It seems like the natural next step in life after a long career. But what if I told you that retirement could actually be dangerous for your health? That's right. There are some serious risks associated with retirement that you need to be aware of before making the leap. First and foremost, there is the risk of decreased physical activity. When you retire, you may find yourself with a lot of free time on your hands. It can be tempting to spend this time relaxing and taking it easy. However, this can lead to a decrease in physical activity, which can have negative consequences for your health. A lack of exercise can lead to weight gain, muscle loss, and decreased cardiovascular fitness. All of this can increase your risk of developing chronic conditions such as heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. To avoid these risks, make sure to stay active in retirement. Find activities that you enjoy and that fit into your lifestyle. This could include gardening, walking, or swimming. The key is to find something that you like doing so that you'll stick with it. Another risk to be aware of is the risk of social isolation. When you retire, you may find yourself spending less time with your colleagues and friends. This can lead to social isolation, which can have a number of negative consequences for your mental and emotional well-being. Social isolation can lead to increased feelings of loneliness, depression, and anxiety. It can also make it more difficult to stay physically active and engaged in life. To avoid social isolation in retirement, make sure to stay connected with friends and family. Make an effort to socialize regularly and participate in activities that allow you to meet new people. Finally, there is the risk of boredom. When you retire, you may find that you have a lot of free time on your hands. It can be difficult to fill this time in a meaningful way. This can lead to boredom, which can have a number of negative consequences for your overall well-being. Boredom can lead to a lack of motivation, feelings of apathy, and a decreased sense of purpose. To avoid boredom in retirement, make sure to find activities that give you a sense of purpose and fulfillment. This could include volunteering, pursuing hobbies, or traveling. The key is to find something that you are passionate about so that you can stay engaged and active in retirement. Overall, retirement can be a time of great change and adjustment. It is important to be aware of the potential risks to your health so that you can take steps to avoid them. By staying active, socially connected, and engaged in life, you can help ensure that your retirement years are happy and healthy ones. Let's move on to the next point. Living longer by working longer. The link between employment and longevity has been studied for decades. Some studies suggest that people who retire early have shorter lifespans than those who continue working. One theory is that humans are not biologically programmed to stop working in midlife, as working provides a sense of purpose and fulfillment that is necessary for a long and healthy life. Other studies suggest that the longer you work, the longer you live. This could be due to the fact that people who work longer tend to have higher incomes, which in turn leads to better access to healthcare and other resources that promote longevity. Whatever the reason, the link between employment and longevity is clear. People who work longer tend to live longer. If you are currently employed and are approaching retirement age, there is no need to rush. Keep working as long as your health allows you to do so. And if you are already retired, consider finding part-time work or volunteering to stay active and engaged. Not only will this help you live longer, but it will also help you maintain a sense of purpose and fulfillment in your life. Let's move on to the next point. Retirement's silent killer, exploring the alarming effects on senior mortality. Retirement can be a time of great joy and anticipation. After a lifetime of hard work, it's finally time to relax and enjoy the fruits of your labor. However, for many retirees, this dream quickly turns into a nightmare as they fall victim to what has been dubbed retirement's silent killer. At first glance, this phenomenon appears to be a paradox. Surely, retiring from a stressful job and entering into a carefree, leisurely phase of life should improve one's health and extend lifespan, right? Well, unfortunately, this is not always the case. Studies have shown that the post-retirement period can be extremely hazardous to one's health, leading to an increased risk of mortality. One study conducted by Oxford University found that men who retired before the age of 55 had a significantly higher risk of dying within 5 years compared to those who continued working. Another study carried out by the University of California, San Diego revealed that individuals who retired at 65 had a 28% increased risk of dying during the study period compared to those still working. So what exactly causes this alarming spike in mortality rates among retirees? Researchers have identified several factors that contribute to retirement's silent killer. Firstly, many retirees experience a sharp decline in social interaction, which can lead to feelings of isolation and loneliness. This lack of social engagement can have a detrimental effect on both mental and physical health, increasing the risk of depression, cognitive decline, and other health issues that can shorten lifespan. Secondly, retirement often brings with it a loss of purpose and meaning. For many people, their work is a significant source of identity and self-esteem. When they retire, they may struggle to find a replacement for the sense of fulfillment and satisfaction that their job provided. This lack of purpose can lead to a decline in mental and emotional well-being, which can manifest in various health problems. Thirdly, boredom is another major factor that can contribute to retirement's silent killer. Many retirees find themselves with an abundance of free time on their hands, which can lead to a lack of motivation and a decline in physical activity. This can result in weight gain, muscle loss, and other health issues that can increase mortality risk. While retirement's silent killer poses a significant threat to the well-being of many retirees, there are steps that can be taken to mitigate these risks. Staying socially active, finding new sources of purpose and meaning, and finding healthy outlets for one's energy and time are all crucial in ensuring a happy and healthy retirement. It is important to remember that retirement should be a time of joy and relaxation, not a death sentence. By taking proactive steps to address the potential challenges of retirement, you can help ensure a long, fulfilling, and joyful golden years. Thank you for watching. We hope you found this video informative and helpful. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with our latest videos.